SAARC is still functional, and we want that governance functions regularly, and its next summit is held as early as possible with the participation of all the countries, and Pakistan is ready to take the chairmanship. And people with conscience always come out and they speak their mind, and also they uphold their own traditions, their own culture, and also the basic human rights. So thanks a lot for attending this Yom Istisal today. And as being said before, this is a sad reminder in the long and heroic struggle of the Kashmiris to be recognized as equal human beings, and that's the basic one. They are struggling against the totalitarian foreign occupation, which masks racial and religious discrimination in apartheid of different forms, including shutting out the voices, those who are clamoring for their inalienable right. This is to recall India's illegal action. Today's event is for 5th of August 2019, which was unilateral and alarming intensification of human rights violation thereof. In that disputed territory, which is, I would say, 35A was aimed at demographic apartheid, wherein the state's overall demography is being changed, and hundreds and thousands of people from outside are being settled. And that is refusing of the majority's voice, silencing, sidelining the populace, and bringing settlers from outside Kashmir, and also taking over their means of economic independence and cultural heritage as well. It has been 6 years since India unilaterally and illegally revoked the special status of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Since then, India has resorted to use of brutal force. Over 750,000 military and paramilitary forces are in Kashmir, in this small region. The heavy foot will not change anything, as the fundamental question is that of self-determination, which should be according to UN resolutions, and the rights of the people as per international law. India's refusal to grant the Kashmiris their inalienable right to self-determination has serious implications for South Asia and beyond, and that is also partially the answer to your question, because we also demand, while we do demand that there should be restoration of the status, we also demand that going back to 1947, 48 till 58 UN resolutions, the final disposition of the state should be in accordance with the United Nations resolutions and the wishes of the people of Kashmir. That's the basic. And this is, in fact, escalation. The 5th August 2019 was escalation of the problem. Problem did not come out of 2019, 5th August 2019's illegal and unilateral action, but this has intensified the situation in the state. And that's what we call that all the draconian laws. For example, I was going over some of the statistics. Only in 10 days following Pahalgam's false flag operation, 2,800 Kashmiris were arrested. And out of them, I think 100 or so still remain behind. And these were under these draconian laws of special powers, which is, and then Public Safety Act, etc. And then there has been also the mention of recent conflict wherein Indian state, without any proof or investigation, blamed Pakistan, whereas Pakistan has condemned Pahalgam incident. And by the way, I again condemn that incident, and especially the loss of life in one of the Nepali citizens, Sudeep Newpong. And Pakistan immediately at the highest level called for neutral and impartial investigation. India violated Pakistan's sovereignty and killed innocent civilians in the ensuing fight, or ensuing violation of international borders and Pakistan's sovereignty. And that also caused death of many civilians, as you know, women, children included. Pakistan, of course, had to respond and resolutely responded. And this is also a reminder, as we just discussed, that unless core issue of Kashmir is resolved, this could recur, being a flashpoint in the region. And alongside, I would say the peace would remain evasive for whole region, and whole region would remain unstable. Pakistan upholds its right to defend itself under international law, and that also includes Pakistan's right to Indus Water Treaty, and it condemns India weaponizing the river water. The people of South Asia, as we all are South Asian, we desire peace and stability, and it can only become possibility through meaningful and purpose-oriented dialogue between the sovereigns, and in this case between Pakistan and India. That includes discussion on all outstanding issues, including Jammu and Kashmir. And one more statistics which I just got a few days ago, that this also has another connotation for the region, that only in the ensuing days from 22nd of April till 3rd, 4th of May, in those 11-12 days, there has been 64 incidents of anti-Muslim hate speech in those 10 and 12 days. It has a repercussion, and we have seen that there were efforts were being made to export Islamophobia to Nepal. And I leave it here. You all know what has happened afterwards. So this was not an incident against any religion, because terrorists have no religion, or those operatives behind this false flag operation had that exact intent to malign people and divide them on the religious grounds. And that there was an effort, I can tell you this much, there was a deliberate effort to export that hate, Islamophobia, to even to Nepal. And we have seen some signs of that. So, Dr. Manju Sakya ji, thank you very much once again for being here and supporting the cause of the people who are subjugated, and people everywhere who are under subjugation of different kinds. Nandaraji, your point is very well noted, that it is a zone of very well put, in fact, that it has been a zone of human rights violation since very long. Kashmir has been a zone of human rights violation. And of course, conflict and violence has intensified after 2019, the statistics suggest, and jingoism has gone up a notch up, many notches up in fact. And how do we see that the situation impacting the people of Kashmir? I think in this situation, as the temperature, violence and irresponsible statements are still emanating, that has not dampened the situation yet. I think with the wars going on in Ukraine and the genocide in Gaza, the situation is not very, I would say, very good for the international community. It's worrisome, and it should be worrisome for us in South Asia. However, we hope that sense prevails for a peaceful resolution of just and peaceful resolution of disputes, and especially that of Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Raj, you spoke the heartfelt solidarity with the people, and we thank you for this. And I think peace, justice, dignity, freedom, and respect, which you have enunciated as the values which Nepal values, I think these are fundamental cardinal points for human dignity, and that is what we all want. We all want the degree of freedom where the unique culture and heritage and religion one can practice, and all the freedoms and the freedom-loving people. I think they will love to hear, resonate your voices, and for that we thank you. And at the end, I think you asked questions. So your good name is?
Dhruva Giri.
Dhruva, how does the current situation, regional peace and the role of neutral countries such as Nepal? I think we appreciate from this occasion that what Nepal has always been calling upon its neighbors, especially with respect to SAARC, that the role we play is Nepal plays as the current chair, an extended chair I call it, extended chair of SAARC. That is very, we always highly respect it. And SAARC is still functional, and we want that governance functions regularly, and its next summit is held as early as possible with the participation of all the countries, and Pakistan is ready to take the chairmanship whenever they are ready. So that's one. And the second one is that of course human right and justice, as we all are sitting here and calling for upholding the fundamental rights of the people of Kashmir, and by extension we are calling that these rights are upheld everywhere. And that's another role which neutral countries do play. And I appreciate the government of Nepal, and especially Prime Minister Oli. He has tried his level best to not only to revive SAARC, but also bring the countries together. And I think these platforms are very, very important. And going forward, we hope that sense prevails again, and we all sit together as South Asian countries, because our biggest enemy is poverty. Our biggest enemy is that we need to bring out our population from poverty. Thank you. Thanks everyone.